many of them have come from other Paralympic sports to try their hand at rowing. The standard is increasing every year, and I think one of the biggest challenges yet is the female athletes. There's a lot more male athletes who have disabilities than females, so many of the federations are now facing...
Over on the start here for this race, but there's probably less need for people to... They feel less need to cheat. They probably want to be in the thing in the best possible spirit, don't they?
I'm sure.
Off the start there, and immediately, clean start, but immediately with a very whirling movement over in lane 3, we have Ludmila Wałczuk from Belarus, and she's being challenged by Claudia Santos from Brazil in lane 4. And it's those two who are already out in the lead, but in severely contrasting styles. And it brings to the point exactly what you were talking about earlier, the amount of back movement that you can rely on.
There's quite a range of different abilities within this arms-only class, but they all must meet the minimum disability requirement.
Indeed, and Santos there, beg your pardon, Wałczuk there from Belarus at 45.5 strokes per minute, and she is, we can see clearly, got very good arm, very good shoulder movement, and is able to use her back, but not to the base of her spine, to sort of halfway down her spine.
That's correct. And she's come to the sport out of Nordic skiing. She's a champion Nordic skier.
Sitting on, I mean, Nordic skiing is running on skis.
They might have a mono ski.
So she sits on a mono ski, yeah, and poles with her arms. And the polling with your arms is a very important movement for able-bodied Nordic skiing. So she's, and in fact, the heart-lung function training that Nordic skiing does for you is very well adapted to the rowing function as well. So that's perhaps her explanation for being out in front. She's astonishingly fit.
Yes, astonishingly fit, and used to being an athlete, champion athlete. Yeah.
And here we come in on Helen Rainsford of Great Britain, and she was the winner last year in Eton in this event. Her corrected time on that occasion was 6 minutes and 14 seconds for the 1,000 metres, which, considering that there is no leg movement at all and no drive therefore given to the boat except by the arms and the very much upper body, that's a very respectable time, and we'll see whether these tailwind conditions can push Ludmila Wałczuk and Claudia Santos, who are the two in the lead there, into a faster time.
And you can see from that they both have a strap across their upper body, and that is a requirement in this class. The athletes are strapped.
So regardless of how much movement you might have below the midpoint of your spine, underneath the rib cage, or the bottom of the rib cage, you are strapped to your seat. So there is very little force that you can exert upwards from below. It's all what you can do from on top.
Correct.
I'm very impressed here with Claudia Santos, who has a different movement, a different range of movement, but she has not let this Belarus woman, Ludmila Wałczuk, get away from her at all, has she?
No, and she's only been rowing for about 1 year.
Santos has only been rowing for a year. Well, that's very impressive indeed. We saw the able-bodied 2,000-metre champion Katarina Kodatovic, Katarina Karsten in her married name, from Belarus, take the women's single sculls earlier on this afternoon. So this would be a very interesting outcome if it could be a Belarus double in women's sculling for the arms only and for the Olympic champion.
For both of these athletes, this is their first time at the World Championships.
So when did you know how long ago Ludmila Wałczuk dropped the skiing and took up the rowing, or is she probably going to do one in the winter and one in the summer?
I think it was February this year she first took up rowing.
Well, it doesn't look like that. It really doesn't. No, I mean, she's very accomplished. The conditions are very easy, I should explain to the viewers, so it's not challenging in that way, but if she's able to do that now, I know, because I've been doing enough rowing through my life, that she spent a lot of time in rough water conditions and other difficulties in order to develop that skill level. But this is neck and neck now between Ludmila Wałczuk for Belarus and Claudia Santos, who never let her get more than half a length, and they pulled away. But over here in lane 6, we have Martina Schnopek of Poland. She's not far behind. It's difficult to see from this distance, but she's in third position, looking for a bronze medal, with beside her Helen Rainsford, last year's winner, in fourth, And on the far side of the course, I think it's Laura Schwanger of the United States, and she would be in 5th position with Svetlana Kuprianova of the Ukraine in 6th. But those 3 boats in 4th, 5th and 6th are very close, and the bronze medal boat of Poland, Martina Schnopek, is in touch with the 2 leaders, and they, as from the beginning of the race, Ludmila Wałczok and Klaudia Santos from Belarus. But which of these 2 is going to last the whole course? They've been going flat out all the way down. Their 1,000-meter time, their 500-meter time, halfway over, was just under 3 minutes, 2:54 and 2:55 respectively, 0.9 of a second separating them. They are neck and neck here as they come up. They're in the last 250. Now, something serious is happening, which is that Ludmila Wałczok from Belarus has come across her lane and is overlapping the boys of the next door lane, which has Klaudia Santos in it. She has to stay straight in her lane, but it's Santos who's drawn into the lead. She's got 2 meters lead over Wałczok. Wałczok maybe lost a bit of pace when she had to correct her steering to get back in the middle of the lane. And as we come into the last few strokes, it is Santos of Brazil leading this arms-only women's final for a gold medal across the line. And it is Santos first on the line, Wałczok second on the line, and that's still going strong for her silver medal. And Santos, huge grin on her face, and poor Ludmila Wałczok beaten there. But in 3rd position, Martina Schnopek takes a bronze medal. And coming up now, it's the Ukraine, I think, 4th, Britain 5th, and United States 6th across the line. Shirley, when did you last have a race like that? That is outstanding.
It was. That was absolutely great to see those 2 athletes for the first time. They wouldn't have known each other's capacities before this week, so they've been probably eyeing each other off all week, and that was great.
Absolutely wonderful. And poor Wałczok, there's the Polish, the bronze medal, Martina Schnopek.
She was the bronze medalist last year as well.
So she and Rainsford were neck and neck for bronze and 4th, and she's obviously improved this year tremendously to move up the rankings by that. But